So one of my clients that's been active in purchasing rental homes asked a great question the other day. He said, Greg, how should I take title and hold ownership in my rentals? What's best? Hold title as an individual or set up some sort of entity like an LLC or a corporation or a family trust? So it's a great question, and every real estate investor should consider this. So here are a few things to consider as you make this decision. First of all, what are the tax implications? Will I be taxed differently if I hold title as an individual or other entity? And the answer is no. You won't, because the vast majority, like 99% of people who own real estate, have this ownership form that's a pass-through entity. And this means your rental income will be taxed at your individual tax rate. So keep in mind as I give these recommendations, I'm not a CPA, so definitely run anything by your accountant. So the exception might be if you own a large commercial property or a large apartment complex that generates big time profits, then this might be different. But otherwise, the income will pass through to you. All right, with the big stuff, you may want to consider a C corporation. These have different tax implications. So if 99% of people have the taxes passed through to them individually, why do you want to go through the headaches of creating a different ownership form? You might ask yourself or ask me, I should just own the home in my own name, right? Well, there's one reason why you don't do this. One word, protection. The purpose of a separate form of ownership is to protect the property and protect you as the real estate owner. So if you're an owner, you're dealing with residents, vendors, neighbors. All of these folks represent potential legal liability if something goes wrong on your property. So what if any of these people have the common slip and fall? If they injure themselves, there's a strong chance you may get sued. And by the way, your property manager is going to get sued as well. So we all know how litigious things are, especially here in California. So of course, we're assuming you have also all the proper insurance in place. You should have a landlord's policy, not a homeowner policy, a landlord policy. And it should include ideally a minimum of $1 million in liability coverage. I also recommend you have at least $1 million umbrella policy on top of that. So once you have this insurance in place, then you can consider a different entity for ownership. So now let's go back to that slip and fall that I mentioned earlier. So let's just say your tenant, there's an overnight water leak in the rental property. They wake up early, it's still dark. They don't see the water on the floor. They go out, they slip and fall, and they suffer a major injury, hit the back of their head, concussion, whatever. Say they sue you for everything you've got, and they come after you personally. But if that property is owned by an LLC, all they can do is go after the property itself. They may even get the property if it's a serious enough case, and perhaps maybe there was negligence by the owner. However, damages are limited to just the property, and they can't come after you personally. The rental property is protected by the umbrella of an LLC. The LLC also protects the property from yourself. And what do I mean by this? Let's say, for example, you get in a bad car accident, not on rental property business, and the accident was deemed to be your fault, and that accident hurt the other driver badly. Now that person turns around and sues you. But you were also found to be negligent because you were doing, let's just say, reckless driving. You decided to test drive your car fast on the freeway and you got up to 105, you didn't even know it, reckless driving. The other injured person wins, and they win big, God forbid. But then they get a good chunk of your personal assets. But if you own your rental property in an LLC, they can't come after the rentals. Technically, the rental properties are owned by a separate and distinct LLC. Legally, it's not owned by you as an individual. So the protection of an LLC, it goes both ways. You're protecting yourself from things that could happen on the property, and you're protecting the property from things you might do that infringes on the property. This is a fantastic double benefit. So there's a few different types of legal entities you might consider. An LLC, or it stands for Limited Liability Company. It's most common, and it's what we recommend. If you're in a partnership, you would have an LLP, a Limited Liability Partnership. You can also consider holding title in your family trust. All of these are possibilities. Of course, again, recommend and discuss this further with your legal counsel. But each of these forms of ownership has unique aspects and features, but I recommend for the majority of investors an LLC. It's a great starting point. So what are the costs associated with this? It's really quite minimal. For $85, you can set up your LLC with the state of California, plus the cost of your attorney to set up the paperwork, but that's routine work for most experienced attorneys. You'll also need to file a separate tax return for that LLC. The annual fee in California is $800. But I think this is well worth the investment to keep the LLC in place and protect yourself. What are our recommendations here at Penny Realty? Well, you should ask yourself 2 questions. Number 1, what is the length of your ownership period? If you think you might only own the property for a year or 2, then it's not likely worth the effort of setting up a separate LLC. Maybe best just to keep the property in your name. But if the property is a long-term hold for you, then you definitely want to take the time to set up a separate LLC. And then number 2, you should also consider the value of your property and your total real estate portfolio. So I've been asked this question, hey, gee, Greg, I have 4 separate rental homes. Do I need a separate LLC for each one of these? Or should I just put them all in one LLC? Another great question. So as far as the value of the portfolio, before you want to set up a second LLC, you should look at 5 million is the benchmark. So create your LLC, put multiple properties into that same LLC. But once the collective value of your real estate goes over 5 million, then it's time to set up another LLC. So why the threshold of 5 million? Because you can typically max out your insurance at 5 million, okay? So if you have insurance coverage for the LLC of 5 million, you're pretty safe. You can possibly do 3 million, but I recommend 5 million coverage. I don't necessarily recommend a LLC for every single property. It's more time intensive, more expensive. Okay, so there's a lot to consider here, a lot to unpack. Check with your tax pro, check with your attorney, and that's it for today. If you have questions, give me a call. I'm happy to help.